Tonight, when the sun goes down, you're going to flip a switch. Light will flood the room, and you won't think twice about it. But for 99.9% of human history, that switch didn't exist. When the sun set, the world went dark. And something in you still remembers what that meant. You call it fear of the dark. But that's not quite right. You're not afraid of darkness itself. Darkness is just an absence of light. What you're actually afraid of is what darkness hides. Your brain isn't reacting to the dark. It's reacting to uncertainty. And for most of human history, uncertainty at night could kill you. Think about the last time you walked through your house after midnight. Maybe you didn't turn on the lights. Maybe you told yourself you didn't need to. But somewhere around the third or fourth step, your pace changed. Your shoulders tensed. Your eyes started scanning corners you'd normally ignore. Why? Nothing in your house had changed. The couch was still a couch. The hallway was still a hallway. Only the light was different. And that was enough to make your whole body shift into alert mode. This reaction isn't a personality flaw. It isn't something only nervous people experience. It's wired into you. Researchers call it a fear response, but that undersells what's actually happening. Your amygdala, the almond-shaped structure deep in your brain responsible for threat detection, becomes more active in low light. It's not guessing there might be danger. It's assuming there is until proven otherwise. Here's where it gets stranger. Your eyes are actually working against you in this moment. Human vision is built for daylight. Your color receptors, called cones, need bright light to function properly. In darkness, you rely almost entirely on rod cells, which detect motion and shape, but not detail or color. This means that in low light, your brain is receiving a blurry, incomplete picture of the world, and it has to fill in the gaps. And when your brain fills in gaps, it doesn't default to calm explanations. It defaults to threat. This makes evolutionary sense once you understand the environment your ancestors actually lived in. For roughly 2 million years, early humans lived on the savannas and woodlands of Africa, sharing that landscape with animals that were faster, stronger, and better equipped to kill than any human. Lions, hyenas, leopards. Nearly all of these predators hunt primarily at night. Humans do not have night vision. Humans cannot outrun a big cat. Humans, in the dark, were not the top of the food chain. They were prey. Anthropologist Sarah Blaffer, HRDY, has written extensively about how vulnerable early human infants and adults were to predation, arguing that the constant threat of being hunted shaped much of early human social behavior, including the drive to sleep in groups and stay near fire. Fire wasn't just for warmth. Fire was a boundary. It was the line between the world you could see and the world that could see you. Consider what that means for a moment. For nearly the entire span of human evolution, night wasn't a peaceful pause in the day. It was the most dangerous part of it. The humans who survived long enough to pass on their genes were not the ones who felt relaxed in the dark. They were the ones who felt uneasy, who stayed close to the fire, who startled at sounds, who treated every rustle in the grass as a possible threat rather than dismissing it. That unease wasn't a weakness. It was a survival tool. And it worked so well that it's still running in your brain today, tens of thousands of years after the last time a lion stalked your ancestors at the edge of a firelit camp. This is why children, in particular, show such intense and consistent fear of the dark. A landmark study by psychologist G. Stanley Hall in the early 1900s cataloged fears across childhood and found darkness among the most universal, appearing across cultures with strikingly similar patterns. More recent research has echoed this finding using different methods, but reaching the same conclusion. Fear of the dark isn't taught. It doesn't require a bad experience or a scary story. It emerges reliably, on its own, usually peaking between ages 2 and 6. Why would something require no teaching at all? Because it isn't learned. It's inherited. Here's the twist, though. It's not just about predators. Researchers studying fear responses have found that the fear of darkness is really a fear of unpredictability, and predators were simply the most common source of that unpredictability for most of human history. Psychologist David Rudner has noted that darkness functions less as a specific fear and more as an amplifier, a condition that makes existing anxieties louder because it strips away the information your brain normally relies on to feel safe. In daylight, you can see there's no one in the room. In darkness, you can't rule it out. And your brain, still running ancient software, treats the absence of proof as a presence of danger. This is also why fear of the dark rarely disappears completely, even in adults who consider themselves rational and unafraid. You might not scream at shadows anymore, but you probably still check that the front door is locked before bed. You probably still feel a flicker of unease walking to your car in an empty parking garage at night. You probably still prefer a night light in an unfamiliar hotel room, even if you never admit it. None of this means you're broken or overly anxious. It means your ancient alarm system is doing exactly what it evolved to do. And here's the part that should genuinely surprise you. This system isn't a bug left over from a more primitive time. It's remarkably well calibrated, even now. Studies on urban crime patterns have consistently shown that violent crime rates rise in low-light conditions and drop with increased street lighting. Not because darkness causes crime, but because darkness reduces the chance of being seen, identified, or caught. Your ancestors' instinct that darkness increases danger wasn't superstition. It was, and still is, a statistically accurate observation about the world. So when your body tenses up at midnight, when your ears strain to catch every sound, when your mind starts narrating possibilities you'd never consider in daylight, you're not malfunctioning. You're running one of the oldest, most tested survival programs your species has ever developed. It kept your ancestors alive through ice ages, droughts, and encounters with predators that no longer exist except in the shape of your fear. That program doesn't know that streetlights exist. It doesn't know that most modern nights are, statistically, extremely safe. It only knows what it has always known. That darkness means you can't see what's coming, and that not seeing what's coming has always been dangerous. There's something oddly comforting in that, if you sit with it long enough. The unease you feel at night isn't proof that something is wrong with you. It's proof of exactly how you got here. Every ancestor who ever felt that flicker of fear and respected it, who stayed near the fire instead of wandering into the black treeling alone, passed that instinct forward. Everyone who ignored it, who assumed the dark was harmless, often didn't get the chance to pass anything forward at all. You are quite literally descended from the ones who were afraid. So tonight, when you flip that switch and light floods the room, notice how instantly your body relaxes. Notice how your shoulders drop, how your breathing slows, how the shapes in the corner of your eye stop looking like anything at all. That relief isn't just comfort. It's ancient. It's the same relief your ancestors felt gathering around a fire hundreds of thousands of years ago, watching the flames push the darkness back just far enough to feel, for a little while, safe. The switch is new. The relief is not.